Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, I will show you how to create H5P Branching Scenario activity. First, I'll take you through the process of changing the settings. Then I'll take you through the process of adding various elements within the branching scenario. So the video is broken down into 4 parts. In this video, which is the first part, I will focus on setting up the basics of the branching scenario, adding slides, adding jumps, previewing it, adding videos, playing the videos, and focusing on jumps and prerequisites. In our second video, I will focus on adding image maps within the branching scenario. Our third video will focus on adding interactive videos within our branching scenario. And then our final video will focus on adding course presentations within our branching scenario. So please watch all 4 parts of the video, and it's all focused on branching scenario activity, the H5P branching scenario activity within Moodle. Let me show you how this is done. Let's go to our course, turn editing on, click on Add an Activity or Resource, click on Interactive Content, scroll down to where you see Branching Scenario, click on it once. Now, you will be presented with this screen here. Let's expand this and make it full screen. In the center area here, this is where we will be building the scenario, okay, the branching scenario. So let's look on our left pane. You'll see here right at the top, enter title here. So you can name your branching scenario here. Okay, so we'll call this our community heroes. Okay, so that's our title. Then to the left, you'll see the gear icon. You can click on that gear icon and you'll see all the settings pertaining to the start screen, the end screen, the scoring, as well as the behavioral settings. So let's start here. I'll click on Start Screen. Here it asks me for course title, course details, course image, as well as an image alternative text. Under end screen, it asks me for title, text, as well as an image. And then we can set the scoring as well as behavioral settings. Okay, so let's first understand the logic of a branching scenario. Let's close this, go back. Okay. And what I've done is I've created a Word document so that it's easy understandable. Okay, so here we have our course title, which is basically Community Heroes. We have our course details, and then we have a little pre-intro as well as an introduction. Then I usually have a slide where I tell students how it works, the course works, or how the branching scenario works. And then I start with my chapters. I usually have a chapter introduction. Then I pose a question. And then I have 2 options for the students to choose from. I have option 1 and option 2, and based on their responses, I have feedback on option 1 and then feedback on option 2. Now, based on their choices, if they opt for option 1, it takes them to chapter 2. But if they've selected option 2, it takes them back to question 1, so they can redo the question. The same goes for chapter 2. We have an introduction, then we have a question, and then we have 2 options. We also have feedback on those 2 options, and then based on their response, it takes them either to chapter 3 or it takes them back to question 2. So that's the logic, okay? And it goes down up until chapter 8. So here we have chapter 8, introduction, question, options, feedback, and then it takes them to the branches. Okay? And then at the end we have a congratulations message. Okay? So this is the logic. If we look at this, you'll see we have the course title. So we know that we have the course title already, and I'll share the Word document that I've just shown you. I'll share this document, the link in the description, and you can just copy and paste and follow along. Okay, so our course title will be Community Heroes, and we'll just copy and paste. We'll paste it in here. Okay, let's just do that. Okay, so there's our course title, then our course details. We also have our course details here, so we'll just copy and paste it. I'll copy it here, and I'll just paste it here. Okay. And then for our image, I'll click on that, add, and I'll go to my image folder, and this is what my image folder looks like. So I have my slides, and then I have my videos that I will use, and then I have my cover image. So there's my cover image. I have my how it works. I have my introduction. So I'll use this cover image here, and I'll open it, and it will be added to the introduction or the course title. Okay. Then I'll have my alt text, so I'll just call it my cover image, and this is important, especially if you have students that uses assistive devices like screen readers and so forth. You need to add those alternative text. End title, I won't bother with this now, so I'll leave it as is, but you can add it here. Okay, maybe we can add it later on. And then our scoring, since this will only be video and text, I won't be using scoring, but if you include quizzes, you can use it either statically or dynamically. Dynamically, it will automatically be calculated. Static, you can add those scoring yourself. I'll use no scoring. Behavioral settings, I can allow them to navigate back to the various slides. Required to watch, if you include video, you can check this box and they need to watch the video until the end before they can move on. Okay, and then randomized branching questions. If you we are going to include branching questions as you've seen here on our Word document. So the branching questions is actually the questions that you pose. Okay, so if you want this to be randomized, you can do this as well. Okay, but for this exercise we won't be randomizing anything, so I'll leave that as is. So we're done here with our settings. I can now go to our translations tab, and here it shows us that we're currently on English. We can also choose a different language depending on our choice, and then we can select branching scenario and then start the new course. We can actually change this. All the text here, we can change it to our liking. If that is done, we can go to Get Help, which will show you how to create a branching scenario. It will take you through it step by step. So yeah, you can also find help if you get stuck. And then the last one here is just for course reuse. You can specify a title, license, and so forth. And add that information. Okay, we'll go back to our branching scenario screen. We can now click on proceed and save, and it will save those changes. So let's go to full screen again. So now on your left here you'll see course presentation, text, image hotspot, interactive video, as well as branching questions, as well as reuse content. If you want to start with a course presentation, all you need to do is click, drag, and release. Okay, and you can start building your course presentation. The same for text, the same for image, the same for image hotspots, the same for interactive video, as well as for video. Okay, now to start this branching scenario, I'll start with an image. So I'll click, drag, and release, and then I'll go and fetch the image from my image folder. So I'll start with my introduction here. So this will be my introduction image. So I'll click on that and I'll click on open. This will add my introduction image there, and I can just specify here This is my introduction image. I use an alt text here, so I'll just copy that and paste it in here. I can have a hover over text. I can show content title in the view, and then underneath here, what should the students do after they've read through this? They need to proceed, so I can change this to either next or proceed, or I can leave it as is. Now, under advanced branching options, okay, so this will only become available once you have more than two slides, okay. So you'll see here I can only branch to the end scenario now, but once you have more slides, it will end up here and you can choose it here, okay. So we'll leave this for now. Use behavioral settings. I can enable or disable this, okay. So I'll leave that for now and I'll click on done. And immediately there's our first introduction image. Okay, so let's click on preview and we'll see what happens. So there's our little image that we've added. Then we have our community heroes, our course description, and the students can scroll and then they can click on start this course. Once they click on start, it will take them to the new image that we've just added, the introduction image. Okay, and then they can click on proceed and it will take them to the end slide since we don't have any other slides. You can see they can also select the drop down list here and it will take them to that particular slide. Okay, so our first image is done. So let's go back to editing. Remember, if you want to remove this, let's say you've made a mistake, all you need to do is hover over it. You'll see the gear icon there. Click on it and here you can either edit the content or you can delete it. You can even copy the content. If you want to edit it, you click on edit and you'll be back within the edit mode. Okay, I'll click on done and I'll back here. So our first intro image is there. So based on our Word document, so we've specified that we have our course title, we have our course details. We now have our pre-intro. So now we need to add our introduction. So our introduction is a video. So we'll add that video. So I'll click, I'll drag, and now it asks me where do I want to add it. You'll see the plus signs appear. You can either add it on top or at the bottom. So I'll add it at the bottom. So this will be my second slide or my second branch. Okay, and this will be a video. So I'll call this my intro video. I'll click on the plus here under video resources. Now remember, best practice is to use a URL. Don't upload the video directly, especially if it's a large video. It will increase the size of your branching scenario and it will become problematic. So for this exercise, I'll upload it. I'll click on upload. And then there's my little intro that I'm going to use. I'll click on that and I'll click on open. It will add my video there. Under visuals, I can add a poster here. So I can actually add that poster that I've used as my introduction. So I'll add that poster there. It will add the poster. So they won't see a black screen there. They will see this poster. And I can edit it or I can edit the copyright. Can fit the video player to use all available spaces, and I can show the video player controls. So if I want to allow the students to pause, rewind, forward, I can leave this checked. But if I don't want them to play, rewind and forward, I just uncheck this. Okay. Then under playback, you can start it automatically to allow it to play automatically. So I'll leave that check and you can have it looped. I'll leave that unchecked. Accessibility. Now this is important. Add video track. You can add a video track. Okay. So if you click on that, you can actually specify here the video track label as well as the description here. So or you can add subtitles. Okay. So I'll leave that for now. Then I'll leave it on proceed, or you can type next or go to or whatever you want to use here. And if I scroll down now under advanced branching options, I can now select where they want to go. So I can select jump to another branch or custom end scenario. Okay, but I'll leave that for now. I'll come back to it later. For now, I'll just say jump to another branch, and now I need to specify which branch. Okay, so that's why I said I'll leave this as is. So I'll just choose custom end not for now, and I can specify here to provide feedback. So after they've watched that, I can specify the feedback here. Okay, I'll leave that for now, and I can use an image here. I'll leave the behavioral settings as well. I'll click on done. So there's my video. So let's preview this. So once they've gone through, they start the course, they see the pre-introduction, they move on to proceed, and now the video should start playing here. They can start playing. Okay, so there's my little video. Just some text over interactive content or video content. So once they're done there, they click on proceed and it will end. Okay, and here you'll see the 2 branches I've added. Okay, so that's that. Let's go back. Okay, so now I have my intro image, I have my intro video. So based on my Word document, and this is why this becomes very useful. Okay, so you know the flow of your or the logic behind your branching scenario. So we've added the pre-intro, we've added the introduction, and now how it works. Okay, so I'll add how it works. You need to tell the students how the branching scenario works. So we'll add an image there, how it works. So I'll drag the image across, and I'll add it just below the intro video. I'll name this how it works. Okay, I'll remove that, and now I'll add the image. So there's my how it works. I'll open it. It will be added there. I'll have my alt text there, and then this is it. Okay, so I can click on done. So now I have my 3. Okay, so now let's go to preview. Start. I have that. I have my video, and then I have my how it works, and it provides them with the steps of how it works. I can then click on proceed, and it will take me back to the end of the course. Now let's go back to edit. Hover over intro image, and then click on edit. Now remember, we've left this advanced branching scenario. Okay, so we want them to jump to another branch and then the intro. So we make sure that this is the intro video. So you'll see it ends up here under the drop down list, the intro video, and we can provide some feedback. For now, we'll leave it as is. Again, hover over intro video. Here, again, edit. Okay, let's scroll down, and under advanced branching scenario, it will jump to another branch and how it works to the image. Okay, that's done. So the jumps are okay. I'm happy with the jumps. So now, based on our document, so we have how it works now, and now we need to start with the chapters. So we have our chapter introduction, and then we have our question. Okay, so let's go to our chapter introduction. It's basically an image, so I'll drag it across. This is my chapter 1. And again, you can use any naming convention. You can call it scenes, you can call it whatever you want. So I just call it chapters. I'll click on add image. And my chapter introductions is basically these images here. So I'll start with 3, which just sketches someone lost their cat, or the cat is stuck in the tree. And now you need to choose who you will call. Okay, so I'll just copy that chapter. See, I'll paste it here, and then I'll leave this as is for now. I'll click on done. Okay, so there's my chapter introduction. So once I have my chapter introduction, again, let's go to our document. I have my chapter introduction, then I start with my question. Who will you choose to help Sarah rescue Whiskers from the tree? So it's basically this story. Sarah's cat is stuck in the tree, and now you need to either call. So here's the options. So on the one side, you can rush to find a firefighter, or you can ask a nearby chef to help you. Okay, so that's the two options. So here, rush to find a firefighter or seek assistance from the nearby chef. Okay, so let's do that. So first we need to pose a question, and now the question will be this here. Okay, so I'll drag this across. So there's my title, and then I pose a question, and then I have alternative text. Okay, so my branching question will be question 1. Okay, and here I pose the question. Now again, I can go to my Word document and just copy the question. So there's my question. I'll paste it in here. And then I have two alternatives. I have option 1, and then I have option 2. So I'll just copy option 1, and I'll paste it in here. And then I'll copy option 2, and then I'll paste it in here. Okay, so now I have 2. Now I need to specify in the advanced branching scenario where this option should take them. Okay, now again, it doesn't show me where, since the slides are not added yet. So leave this for now. And after they've done, they can proceed. Okay, I can also specify feedback. So I can use feedback, but we'll do that later on. So click on done. So there's my little question that I pose, and now I have an A1 and an A2. Okay, so I have option 1 and I have option 2. So based on the user's choice, that you can now add your branches. Okay, so if they choose option A1, first you need to specify what should follow after A1. Okay, A1 is they choose the rush to find a firefighter. Now I want to add images here or videos here. So I'll drag this video here. I'll add the video. And this is a video about a firefighter. So I'll just go to my videos and I'll start with my firefighter here. I'll add that video. So this is basically a video of a firefighter. So I'll call this firefighter, and then I can change the visuals here. I can change the playback settings, everything I can change. I'll click on done. So that's my firefighter, and then I also have a video on a chef. Okay, so add that video now. So there's my video 5. Okay, I'll open that. Okay, and I'll click done. I think I've added the wrong video here, so I'll click on that gear icon, edit content. I'll just remove the video, confirm, and I'll add another video. So that's 4. Okay, I'll open it, and then I'll click on done. So let's just wait till it uploads. Okay, click on done. So now let's preview this. Okay, so I'll start here. I'll proceed. There's my little video. We'll need to check why it's not auto-playing here. Okay, I'll proceed. So there's how it works. I'll proceed. Then I have my little scenario here. John's cat is in distress. John's cat is stuck up in the tree. Who will he seek help from? So proceed. Okay, now the questions are posed. Okay, who will you choose to help Sarah rescue Whiskers from the tree? Okay, I see I used John and now it's Sarah. Okay, you can change that in your own scenario. Okay, you can either rush to find a firefighter or you can seek assistance from the nearby chef. If you click on rush to find a firefighter, there's the firefighter there. I'll click on proceed. So that's correct. I can then go. If I should have chosen, let's go back. If I chose the incorrect option, seek assistance from the nearby chef, it takes me to the nearby chef. And when I click on proceed, it should show me it's incorrect. Now we need to go back and edit further. Okay, so now you notice that there's untitled video and we don't want this. We'll click on the gear icon. We'll click on edit content and we'll rename the video. Remember, this is our chef video, so we'll just rename it to chef video. Okay. Okay, so we're done. Click on done and that's that. Now, remember in our Word document, we want to show feedback on each of these. So let's look at our Word document. So we're in chapter 1. We've finished question 1. We finished the option 1, option 2, and now we need to add feedback. So our feedback is on option 1, great choice. So that's the correct choice. So I'll copy that feedback. I'll just copy it. I'll remove this. Then I'll need to add the feedback underneath the firefighter video. Okay, so once they're done watching the firefighter video, the feedback needs to pop up and they can then move on to the next slide or next chapter. In this case, they will move back to the question 1. Okay, so for this, I'll use the text. I'll drag it just underneath firefighter and now I can rename this. So this is my feedback for option 1. Okay, so please rename it according to your Word document. It just makes it easier. If you want to edit it along the way, you know exactly by the title where you should make your edits. I'll paste the text in there. So there's my feedback. Maybe we should move this down and just make this bold. Okay. You can choose to show content title in the view. What should be done after they finish this? So we'll leave that as is for now. Okay. We'll click on done. Okay. So there's my feedback for my firefighter, which is the correct answer. Let's add feedback for my chef. If a student chose that option, we'll just copy this here. Copy this, move it out of the way, and we'll paste it in here. Drag the text to here. We'll call this our feedback, and this is option 2. And this is the incorrect option. Okay. We'll paste our text in here. And then, oh no, so we'll just move this down and then just bold this. Now, if they've chosen this option, we want them to go to the question. So we'll click the drop down list here. We'll choose in this list, we'll choose jump to another branch. Which branch should they jump to? We'll select and they need to jump to the question. Okay, who will you choose to help Sarah rescue Whiskers from the tree? This is our question. Okay, so I'll click on this. So now when we go through our slide, it will bring the students back to the question. We can add more feedback here, but we'll leave that for now. Let's click on done. Okay, so there's my feedback and you'll see this red arrows pointing around. It indicates that they need to return to the question. Okay, so let's preview this. Click on preview. Let's start the course. Let's go through, read the scenario, and now we select the incorrect option. Okay, so we can watch this chef now. Okay. So now it's done. We can click on proceed and now it shows us, oh, that's not quite right. And it gives us a description here and we can even add an image here. Okay. So now when we click on proceed, it takes us back to the question. Okay. So now I can click on the correct option and it will then take us to this video of the firefighter. And now we can click on proceed and it will give us the feedback. Great choice. Okay, So far so good. It works as intended, and we can make some edits when we come back to this. Okay, so let's go back to edit. If we want to stop here and save it, okay, we can proceed to save, and then we can scroll down and click on save and display or save and return to course. So remember, don't just go out of the screen and close the window. You need to save the branching scenario. Either save and display or save and return to course. If I click on save and display, it will take me to a preview of the branching scenario, and I can go through the slides or go through the story. If I want to go back to edit mode, I click on settings, and it will take me back to my settings mode. Okay, so now we have our first question, we have our two options, and then we have our two jumps. Let's go to the second question. Remember, the second question will only be revealed once they've chosen the correct option here. So we'll add a branching scenario again. So this will be our second chapter. So based on our script here, when they selected option 1, okay, now they go to chapter 2, and this will be my chapter 2, my introduction. Okay, so we need to add an image. So let's add the image. Go fetch the image here. I'll drag the image, and it needs to go under this slide here. Okay, this will be my chapter 2. Let's go grab our image. So let's click on add, go to our folder, and this will be our third image. I'll click on that, click on open. And this is about a student that's struggling to find books in the library. So the scenario is based on this. I'll just type in here, this is chapter 2 for the alt text. And then I'll scroll down, I'll leave it on proceed, and I'm done here. So I'll click on done. So now once they hit success here for the first option, they go to chapter 2, and chapter 2 is that library. Okay, so now once they see the scenario, I want to post the options. Now, if you will notice that you can't scroll here up and down. So you need to click and hold your mouse and then move this up. Okay, so move it up and down once you hit the bottom here. Okay, so or you can decrease the size and then move it up. Okay, move it up and down. So for now, I'll just make it full screen again. So I'll drag the branching scenario and I'll add it to chapter 2. Okay, so now's my question. So based on my Word document, my chapter 2 starts with a scenario here. Then I have a question. Who will you choose to help Albert? Okay, so the names must change, but that's okay. You can change the names when you start with your scenario. For now, we'll use this. If you're following along, just copy and paste. And this will be my question 2. So I'll type in here question 2. And I'll paste my question text in here. Okay. And then I'll grab my option 1 and option 2. From my Word document, I'll grab it and I'll paste it in here. That's option 1 and that's option 2. Okay, for now I'm done here. I can click on done, and that's my second question. So I'll just drag it up so that I can see everything. So there's my first option, my second option. Now, after this, I want them to see the videos on the library, or they should choose either the librarian or they should choose the friendly farmer based on my Word document. So it's either the librarian or the friendly farmer. Okay. So I have the videos ready, so I'll click on video and I'll drag it to A1, and this will be the librarian. So I'll just copy my text here, rename the video. So this is option 1 video. So I'll grab my video. Remember, you use a URL. So I'll just go to my videos, There's my videos, and my librarian is 8. So I'll click on that, I'll open it, and it will pop that video in there. I can also use visuals to add a poster and so forth, but I'll leave that for now, playback and so forth. I'll leave that for now, and I'll just click done. So that's my librarian video. That was 8. And now I need to add my second video. So I'll drag this across to A2. So this will be my option 2 video. Oops. Okay, I'll go and grab my video. So that will be 9. So it's 7 and 8. So it's 8. I'm getting confused now myself. So I'm done. And this should be 7. Let's just grab that. It should be 7. Here we go. Okay, we'll test it now. Okay, I'll click on done. Okay, so let's preview. I'll just quickly go through this and that and that and that and then that. I'll choose the correct option. I'll proceed. Great. I'll have my second one here. There's my second scenario. I'll click on and I'll choose, let's choose the correct option. It should play the librarian. Okay, so there we go. If I should have chosen the friendly farmer, it should have played the farmer. Okay, proceed. Okay. Now we need to add some text for the feedback. So I'll drag the text down just below the video. So this will be my option 1 text. Okay. I'll grab it from my Word document, my option 1 feedback. So this is my feedback. I'll copy this. Let's just say it's feedback. Feedback option 1, and there's my feedback. Okay, and then click on done, and then my second feedback is just underneath option 2. Okay, so this is feedback option 2. I'll just grab my feedback from my option 2. I'm done. So now again, if they've selected the option 1, they can move on to chapter 3. If they've selected option 2, they move back to question 2. Okay. So for this, we need to add, we have the feedback. Now we need to add the chapter 3, which is our next slide. So we'll add some image here. Remember, it follows the same flow here. So let's go to chapter 3. This will be chapter 3. Okay. Chapter 3, we'll grab the image from chapter 3. Just go to my images. So there's my chapter 3. Upload that. My alt text. That's that. Let's click on done. So there's my chapter 3. So for the wrong choice, they need to go back to the question. So I'll modify this. I'll edit this. And now under advanced branching options, I'll select jump to another branch. And then I'll select question 2. So there's my question 2. Who will you choose to assist Albert? I'll leave the feedback for now. I can add an image. Now, let's click on done. And then we can preview it or we can save it now.